Can you describe more about your experience working in Binance and BNB chain?
Got the opportunity of being their marketing manager for Latin America. We were able to onboard, I can say, millions from Latin America to crypto through all these years. And after that, I worked for BNB chain as their head of communities.
What do you think about future of Binance?
It's definitely going to challenge the traditional banks, traditional institutions. They made a huge progress in a very short period of time, and they have a lot of users, but still,
What's your top favorite projects in crypto?
they are community oriented. They also take their feedback very seriously. That helped them to scale very fast. All the brands, all the exchanges, everyone wants to make it look like it's simple because that's their business, to attract new users. So as a person, you need to learn how they're playing the game so you don't lose. There's a big opportunity here, and if you don't have the mindset and you are not prepared, you're going to miss it even if you have all the resources.
What recommendation you can give audience who want to begin his journey in crypto?
My advice is to...
Greetings everyone, I'm your host Kirill Ivanov. Today we'll discuss about power of community, for sure Memecoins and trends in crypto in 2025 with my dear guest Marie. Marie, it's great to have you here. Could you share a bit about yourself and how did you start your journey in crypto?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for the invite. My name is Mariangel. I'm originally from Venezuela, and that's relevant because due to the situation that the country faced all these years, in 2017, I started exploring Bitcoin from the perspective of mining. So I mined for a few years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how I got into all this little world. But after mining my first coins, I needed to exchange it for real money. So that's when I found out there are exchanges, there are other tokens, that there are so many projects out there. And in that moment, the amount of information in Spanish was pretty limited. So I had to go to forums, I have to go to communities to ask questions about trading, about mining, about all the process that I had to go through to exchange this crypto to my local currency. And that's how I met amazing people back then. That's how I got in touch with the Binance community after the exchange was launched.
Okay.
And that's how it started.
Okay. Can you describe more about your experience working in Binance and BNB chain?
Yeah, absolutely. So I found their community and I got the opportunity of being their marketing manager for Latin America. So I was in charge of all the community activities and expansion, working with ambassadors and also their angels program, KOLs, local communities. It was an amazing experience because it was like witnessing a historical moment, how Binance grew in this region. And we work in several amazing products, but the one that has the most space in my heart is definitely Binance P2P, because the region has a lot of activity in terms of remittances. And this tool was very powerful for the community, for the people, and that's how we were able to onboard, I can say, millions from Latin America to crypto through all these years. And after that, I moved to the UAE, a very long trip. I worked for BNB chain as their head of communities, which was a big challenge. I was in charge of around 16 communities with an amazing team.
Different regions, right?
Different regions, different languages, different contexts, because what works in South America doesn't work in other regions. But overall, it was an amazing experience to support the growth of the decentralization. We were also supporting local developers, local entrepreneurs to bring their ideas to the Web3. And it's been an amazing journey so far. Right now, I'm working on the Bitcoin field, still working closely with the community as a builder. And it's amazing that there are still a lot of room of growth. And for me, the most important thing to see progress as an industry is continue bringing the community on every strategy we have.
Okay, as I know now, you're covering all marketing aspects, right?
Yes.
Except of community, what you do more now?
Well, on my current job, I work with communities, but also brands. In the project I'm currently working, which is Mint Layer, it is a Bitcoin L2. We are basically offering the people the opportunity to use their Bitcoin directly without the need of wrapping their tokens or going through another chain, which right now it's like a little of a bottleneck for new people and also for some institutions, because we can say proudly that Bitcoin is the most adopted cryptocurrency in the world. Not necessarily from people that's active in the niche. I think that this is the first stop for many people that wants to get into crypto. There's a big opportunity here because the Bitcoin DeFi ecosystem is very small compared to Ethereum, compared to Solana. So we are educating these Bitcoin holders.
It's only start to growing.
Yeah, that they can use their Bitcoin beyond having an amazing tool value as it is.
So 2025 is here, and what do you think three biggest trends, what will define the crypto market in this year?
I think there are some buzzwords around that we are a bit familiar with, AI, real-world assets, memes, but I think the key here is how are these going to touch the retail market. I really like the idea of using memes as a tool to profit of historical moments or relevant situations that are beyond the blockchain ecosystem. Because, for example, we recently saw the news of Peanut the squirrel in the US.
Right.
And then we saw how this situation that was everywhere in the media also became a meme, and the people was able to invest in that. So I think it's an amazing moment to bring these situations as a tool for people to empower them financially in the ecosystem. And there is also real world assets where it's also easy to use them to onboard people in the ecosystem, because right now the top projects in the ecosystem are very directed to institutional clients. But there are some ideas that I heard that are directing this concept to retail. And for me, it's going to be easier to bring them to crypto, because you can tell them that they can buy gold in seconds when they are buying tokenized gold, and it's going to make sense for them. But if you are bringing someone who's new to buy their crypto for the first time, we are going to face the typical questions like, what's the value of this? Then how can I buy something in the real world with this money? So I think real world assets are going to help us to bring this retail market.
I think like meme coins is good approach for to attract mass adoption market, but in same time like meme coins, it's can be a little bit risky way to like put money. And do you see really potential value, good value in meme coins? And what's the future you see in this like field in crypto?
I think it's something that unless we have a product or a deeper movement in terms of education, is going to remain as something that we do for fun. The way it is being used for situations like peanuts, like elections, like funny moments, I think it's obvious it is a joke. But it's something that people is using for its own benefit. And as long as you understand the basic concepts of investing, risk management, and you have a clear idea of how do you want to manage your capital, it's okay to have fun. But the problem here is that
mostly people not want to get the fun, like just want to earn money.
Exactly. So once again, education is key on all this industry, and all these concepts that seems obvious for us are definitely the key that we need to bring more people in this, which is money, the money management, the risk management, all these concepts from the basic of money. So
do you work a lot of with audience, with communities, and what is the recommendation you can give just to ensure like their capital, like investing strategy?
Yeah, so every project I've done had a very important community potential. And my advice is to be humble and patient. You have to respect these people you are bringing in. And unless you are dealing with traders or developers, you are dealing with people that might be touching crypto for the first time, or that might be unsure about their actions. And it takes time to learn all this. It takes time for investors to get their education and go to Wall Street. So why don't they deserve the time to learn and polish those skills? I see many projects approaching communities very aggressively just to get some transactions, just to get some money for their project, and they don't look at the human component of all these people that they really want to learn and they want to use this for their own benefit. Take your time. be patient, be humble as a project, and understand the needs of the people you're bringing, and try to have a one-on-one relationship. I know it's hard, but try to have a relation where you understand their real needs and you support them. And if you do that, I'm sure that you will have the most loyal community out there that's going to be sharing your product all over the place.
It's a really cool recommendation. So what do you think, how to build a loyal and strong community in nowadays?
It has to be tied to your communication strategy, and you also be very good at targeting them. So something that worked really well for me is working in regions and understanding the needs of each one of these regions.
To go specifically in the region.
Yeah. If we are working with emerging markets, and also depends on the nature of your project, you have to study very well how your project is bringing solutions to this audience, solutions at the same time. Because as a founder, your project is the most innovative,
it's the best, every
it's
time.
the best, and everyone should love it as you love it. But what is the solution that this is bringing to people on a day-to-day basis? If you go to emerging markets, which is, I come from one, and I've seen that most of the growth in this industry happens in emerging markets very fast, is because they have needs related to access to technology, to access to financial services, to decentralization, access to global products. And that's where crypto plays a very powerful action there. So you have to understand very well how your project solves issues for these people.
Okay, makes sense.
I know it's obvious, but sometimes you want fans of your project skipping this part. And once you have that clearly, you can start with a small group of people. You can go to local crypto communities, which is also the easiest. And you can start offering them this solution so they understand it very well and they spread it with their own communities. You can do activities that are educational or are also entertainment for them.
Okay.
But always focus on the 70% of your efforts should be value. Should be something that they will feel like they have to share with their friends because it's useful.
You get and you send information for audience via influencers and QOLs, right?
Yes. I think that
it's a main approach and what works in crypto, right?
This is a very important question because also projects are investing a lot of their funds into KOLs, and you need to have someone on your team that's dedicated to these KOL relations in order that you have an ally and not a client. The KOL is going to post what you tell them and it's going to forget, and then it's going to post about the other project the next day. But if you have someone who believes in your project, who uses the product, you have an ally, you have a friend. And that person is going to be authentic to their community, and the community is not dumb. They know when something's fake and something is authentic. So when choosing KOLs, I saw the most benefit when you work with people that's authentic, people that is not shilling everything, but it's even if they have a large pool of sponsors, somehow they involve these products into what they do, keep the community updated on how are they experiencing those products. So that's when I think that's a real good KOL that brings value. But I think you should always have balance between your community and your KOLs.
Okay, but from other hand, like influencers sometimes promote like some specific projects without understanding their responsibility. I mean, like how we can avoid from scam. How you start to understand this advertisement and this promotion, like it's good, it's a really cool project, or it's like scam and better not to see it.
Yeah, wow, you have two perspectives here, as a user and as a KOL manager.
Right. Yeah.
Myself as a consumer, because we all consume information on social media, I believe in a few people, not everyone. And if I do believe in them, it's because I took time to be part of the community. I took time to see the results of what they done, or how they portrayed their life. And it's all about trust.
Yeah.
So it doesn't happen from one day to another, but you also have to understand that we are playing in an industry where money is involved, and people is very ambitious of living the life they see online on other people. So it's a matter of being responsible as a content creator with your audience. So my advice for people who's looking at these influencers is take your time to follow this person. Don't invest directly on what you see. If you follow them yesterday, do your own research, check with other community members what are their thoughts on these people. As a KOL manager, as a project, again, I think the relation that you can have with the influencers is very good, especially now in this market where all the fees are high and
Exactly.
and it's a very difficult situation for projects too. But if you can invest in people that are going to be your allies, but in first place understand your product, that is for me the most important thing. So try to build a long-term relationship instead of a few posts per month and that's it.
So what about your personal investment strategy in crypto? I think like you are a big expert in crypto and you work with a lot of projects, so you understand how to work with community, but I for sure think you also invest in crypto.
Yeah, I think everyone who's in crypto does. Before having clarity on my investment strategy, I made a lot of mistakes because I started in this. I started in this when I was at college, 2017. I had
big journey.
Exactly. So I had no previous investment background, financial background. I was just a girl in Venezuela learning about Bitcoin. I got in early, but I made mistakes for sure. The main component that I took my time to review my actions and learn from that, the main component is not having clarity with your own financial goals. So as a person, you need to learn what are your financial goals, what are your professional goals, and how are you aligning the actions of your life through that. Because if tomorrow you hit a nice meme coin and you get $1 million, if you don't have clarity on those goals, on those objectives, you can spend them tomorrow on Dubai Mall. So in first place, you need to have clarity and you need to diversify your own goals and then work towards that. I have an amount of my capital that it's, I would say this is the largest amount, and it follows a very conservative strategy. And I also have an amount that's the one that I use for fun.
More
when
risky.
some meme coin is trendy and I have no idea. I mean, it's like gambling, to be honest. We all have to face the truth.
But you like play.
Yeah, but everyone is having fun with these meme coins. And you see on Twitter and on X every day how people burns their wallets and then how they come back. You need to have clear boundaries on how you manage your money, how much are you willing to lose, what are you saving for, what are you investing for, and then you can look for crypto projects, strategies to fill those buckets based on your need.
How we can handle FOMO feelings now is bull market is coming and market is getting volatile. And when market is going up, you start to understand, okay, time to buy. And when you buy some tokens, market is going lower. When is market lower, you decided, okay, time to sell. And how to start and how to learn this skill, not to pay attention too much.
Well, FOMO, I think, is the biggest disease that one can have in these situations because it's your biggest enemy. There's this classical book, Psychology of Money, that if you're starting in crypto, please read it because it is going to teach you how your emotions play a big role in all the investment that you are planning to do. And sometimes money is not the issue. It is the psychological component here that is going to be the biggest influence on how you take decisions. So once you learn how to manage your emotions based on this exercise of studying or reviewing your personal goals and needs, You are going to define, okay, I have this percentage for this purpose, and so on. Once you have clarity on that, you also know how much are you willing to risk. And that's when you can have a clearer filter on where are you investing. Take time to invest on yourself first. And by that, I mean your education. If you are starting in crypto, try to look for a good source of education. There are a lot of courses, there are a lot of influencers that are selling all this information that is mostly online.
Okay.
But some of them are good.
For sure.
For sure. But you need to filter very well. You need to understand where are you putting your time and your money. So before going to Binance and betting and futures and all these things, invest in yourself, invest in understanding your emotions, your goals, and you will be ready to face all these ups and downs with a clear mind. And I'm sure that is going to bring you the best results.
But can you give some like examples of exercise what we can do like to improve our like skill to manage our feelings and emotions?
I'm a marketer.
Yeah, exactly.
So in marketing we use a lot of OKRs.
What is
it? Key objective results. And every time you want to develop a strategy for the company, you define the key objective.
Okay.
And under that, you have the key indicators that you are progressing, the KPIs. So I have a similar strategy for my own life.
Oh.
And I already done the 2025 one. Because if you don't have a clear map on what you want for your life, you are going to be just going around and you won't have clarity and you are going to miss opportunities.
Yeah, right. You go more directly into your goal.
So let's say that you want to increase your capital to, let's say something like 100K. You want to increase your capital, you have just 10K right now, you have your salary.
Okay.
So main objective is increase my capital to 100K.
Right.
My sources of income is my salary.
Okay.
I want to create a new source of income from trading, from investing.
Okay.
But I have zero knowledge, so break it down. I have to invest into a good trading school. I have to invest maybe into a good trading signal community. If you are looking at communities online, you have to see people who's real. That's the first example that comes to my mind. So you break it down. I have to invest into a good school. I have to invest not only money but also time. Do I have the time from my other work to put time into this? I have to invest into maybe a good source, a good products, a subscription to TradingView, all these things. You have to do your plan.
Yeah.
So once you have that plan, you also need to learn how is my day by day going to look like. Because if you want to get into crypto investing, into trading, it's not something that you can do, I'm gonna check my phone after work. Exactly. You have to learn how to balance the time. You have to learn the times of the timings of the market when you expect the movement, which is something that you learn on this journey of investing. There are good books that also help you understand the basics of investing. Psychology of Money has some recommendations at the end. So once you have this plan, you know how your day to day looks like.
Yeah.
You know the time you have to dedicate to this, and you also have your trackers, and you learn from your wins and your losses. Because when you are into this game of Bitcoin, into blockchain, into investing, you have to learn that it's not about earning money.
Yeah.
Earning money is the easiest sometimes. The hardest is not losing money.
Exactly.
So before you get into all these things, take a cold shower and take some time to understand that you have to prepare your mind and your expertise for. You have to be very patient with yourself, because again, the people that you see on Wall Street and all these things traditionally, they take years to learn what they do. And we are so fortunate to be living in an age where all this information that was usually reserved for this sector is now open, is decentralized, and you have the ability to go to these markets one click away, which was something that maybe 20 years ago it was impossible.
Yeah, it's more important how you work with information.
Yes.
Yeah, and at my major thesis, it's like first you should invest in yourself, and second you start understand how to invest in market.
Yeah, unfortunately, when you are facing a bull market, all the brands, all the exchanges, everyone wants to make it look like it's simple because that's their business, to attract new users.
Exactly, exactly.
So you have to understand how they're playing the game. So
From other side.
exactly, so you don't lose. And if you start feeling like there's a lot of opportunities that I'm missing.
But I mean, like, it's simple to say to say it because you work in companies in crypto, but just a regular guy who not work in crypto and haven't background, it's more difficult to understand how these companies is playing.
Well, I think it's the basics of marketing. And especially during these times. And that's nice that they can hear it here because they have to learn that money is there everywhere. And if you read the psychology of money, it's going to show you the historical perspective of how wealth is built. So you will take a breath and you will understand that you are not missing opportunities because opportunities always exist. When there's Bitcoin's going up, there's people making money. But when Bitcoin's going down, there's people making money. So you just have to learn how.
Exactly. All right. What's your top favorite projects in crypto and companies? Like in terms of how they do business, how they growing like community, how they do marketing?
Well, Binance is always going to have a special part of space in my heart because they are community oriented.
Okay.
And every market they go, they want to involve the community not only on activities, but they also take their feedback very seriously. And that helped them to scale very fast. It's like a shortcut. If you go somewhere and you hear the people where to go, you can succeed very fast, and that's what they did. Other products that are doing very well in terms of exchanges, well, I see that many of them are following a similar line of involving communities. The Ethereum community in general is also very nice. If you go to events like DEF CON, it's an amazing experience where you can connect with projects in real life. But what I like about this kind of events is that it's not only about the investing of their technology. They also have spaces, community zones for other topics like women rights, like privacy, like security, not only the typical. And that is something amazing because it brings different audiences to use Web3. And Web3 is very wide. Web3 is literally the new internet. It's the same internet with different tools. So I like projects that are bringing this diversity to the ecosystem and that simplify it and just bring a lot of opportunities for everyone.
Right. But what do you think about Telegram?
Wow, nice. It's I don't know why I forgot. I love it.
I mean, like, they really a lot of audience, and it can be a good solution to mass adoption in crypto.
Yes. They're definitely bringing mass adoption somehow. We saw how some projects there were in charge of onboarding millions of users this year. I think Bloom had 80 million last time I checked. And they just made it extremely simple. They are developing an exchange for Memecoins to Telegram users. So again, you remember the idea that I shared at the beginning that people is going to be able to profit on historical momentums, on trends,
it's like a good combination.
on memes. Yeah, and now they have tools that are making it simpler on their phone. It's definitely a nice step to know that in the following years, all these things are going to be simpler and we are going to reach a stage where you are going to use crypto like you're using WhatsApp. You don't know that WhatsApp is what technology do they have behind, how I mean, nobody thinks about that, and we are going to reach
you
that
just click
point.
a button and that's all.
Exactly. Yeah, we are going to reach that stage with crypto hopefully soon.
So there is Telegram mini apps, and as a marketer, do you think it's like a good solution to attract a new audience? Because from there comes a lot of people, but activity it's really low, and was they without money?
Yes, I get your point because all this activity is coming from airdrops.
Yes, exactly.
And without the airdrop, there's a drop in activity. So
it's not seems like a fake activity.
No, well, I don't think it is fake activity because as long as you have someone, and we saw a similar trend with the play to earn in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. You have a real person, you have a real user, you don't have a bot engaged on your project, is maybe doing KYC and is doing the task based on the motivation of getting an airdrop. So these companies, they're definitely getting organic users and interest somehow. The challenge here is to retain this user after the airdrop's gone.
Exactly.
And I remember when I was still living in Venezuela, the play to earn bubble was huge. I look at the chat of my building and there was people inviting with their links, renting accounts to play Axie Infinity.
It's same.
It got everywhere. Even my dad somehow learned about it, and it was so huge. And then the interest just dropped. So here's the challenge. How are they going to motivate users to stay there? What's the value that they are offering? I think that's the biggest question every project has.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big challenge for any projects. So what do you think about future of Binance?
They made a huge progress in a very short period of time. It's less than 10 years. And they have a lot of users, but still there's a lot of people into crypto. I think we come from countries that have some similarity. You can go to restaurants and see that people can pay with crypto. So there's definitely a significant percentage of population in emerging markets that already has crypto somehow. And use it once a week, some daily. I think that the next challenge, not for Binance, but also for any other top project, is to increase the retention and the activity of users on their apps. So how do they use it frequently? Once again, I think it's a matter of getting closer to their needs, bringing solutions that are extremely easy and interoperable with what they're currently using. So they consider crypto as the first option, because there are fiat apps like Revolut in Europe, in South America there are others, and for example in my country, if you want to use crypto, you have to go through sometimes another fiat one in the middle. So it's just a matter of getting friendlier with the ecosystem that you have in every geo and the needs of the users, and I think it's going to spread faster.
By the way, did you see a new project by CZ? It's some apps for kids.
The Jiggle Academy, I saw it, yes. Yeah, I think technology is making everything easier, like Duolingo is doing for people learning English. So it's just a matter of getting to the people and simplifying the access to things that before were complex.
So let's imagine like situation if I'm a person who want to start a career in the crypto field and fintech. Let's create a step-by-step guide.
You first have to learn what you want to do. Because if you want to work into crypto, into blockchain, there are a lot of hats that you can wear. You can be a developer, you can be a business developer, you can be someone on marketing, you can be even HR, because it's the same startup or technological field that has a different technology behind. The difference is that it's early. It's a relatively small industry on its early stage. So the good thing here is that if you're someone that brings experience from the Web2 world or the corporate world, you have an advantage because the competition is still limited, in my opinion. Every way of bringing value is highly respected.
Right.
And there's definitely a shortage of talent because the pool is still small, in my opinion. So first place, define what's gonna be your profile. I used to run a lot of ambassadors program before, and I had to have this conversation with them. You also have the opportunity of working on a passion that you have. So if you are, for example, someone that used to be a journalist, you can be a journalist in Web3. You can work in the communications department of these projects, and you can bring solutions to them. So once you define what's your profile based on your skills
Okay.
and your expertise, you have to take your expertise and skill and think about bringing solutions. Usually on corporate, on traditional fields, you get the job and you are told what you are gonna do. Here is not the case. Here's not the case.
Yeah, it's new market.
It's a new market, so it's most likely that on the first day you are going to be the one that's going to tell them what are you going to do with this new role. So you have to have a very critical eye to what the project's doing and to what the competitors doing, because it is mostly the case that everyone is trying to learn what to do and nobody has the best answer or the expertise, or they are not completely sure of what to do things, because most of these projects are doing things for the first time. And also be open to do a lot of tests, try new things, to be very open-minded, to listen to the community. So once you have step one, define your profile, then define your skills, then define how are you bringing solutions to the problems that these companies are facing based on a benchmark that you can do in the market, then you are going to be valuable, you are going to be helpful, and you are going to be also respected. I have good friends, well, people that I met through these ambassador programs that then became friends, and it's amazing to look at their journeys, because they started as interns, or they were finishing college, they didn't know what to do, and they got into crypto, and they started learning from the community experience, from ambassador programs, and now they are working on amazing companies, on also amazing roles. So that's the good thing about Web3, that you can accelerate your career, but you have to be very confident on how you can bring solutions.
What's the salary expectation people should wait from companies?
That's a very good question. I believe that this is a global industry. And in most of the cases, you are going to be working with a regional or an international community. So the fair thing is to expect a salary that covers an international expectation from my point of view. So there are cases where your salary is based on your region or your country, or cases where the salary is based on the market standard. I personally recommend everyone that you, based on the profession or based on the background that you have, you compare what you can get. And there are a lot of nice tools to get this information. I think it is Web3 Jobs that has a salary comparison. Also, there are these pages like Web3 Jobs that shows the salary directly. So we can be transparent about it, and you can also have clarity on how are you going to be growing through your career.
Just to get new tokens, tokens from
also, and also the way of compensation. It's amazing that you said that, because you can also have a salary based on tokens or based on USDT or local currency. So again, I think it's important that once you define the level of your career and the position you are expecting to get, you also compare that, so you feel that you are working for a fair compensation. And when you have a fair compensation and you're happy about it, you are happy about your work and you do the best.
So what do you think, how finance market and crypto especially will grow in the next few years?
With the historical moments that we are facing, like Donald Trump back in office, all these new regulations, all these countries adopting crypto, institutions looking at crypto solutions, is definitely going to be bigger. It's going to become something that we look at regularly, and it's definitely going to challenge the traditional markets, the traditional banks, the traditional institutions, because something I love about this industry is that it's transparent. It's simpler. It brings a very straightforward user experience. And when you go to a traditional bank, it's completely the opposite. When you go to some governments and institutions, it's completely the opposite. So this technology is not going to bring better features, but also a challenge to our traditional mindset. I think Dubai is a very good example of how these things are being managed and how it is evolving. Because this is a country that has an amazing management, They are completely all the services are online, but you still have this one-on-one support everywhere.
Yeah, it's really cool.
They use blockchain for some of the technology that they have. I think or Emiratis IDs. Or if I don't remember exactly if this the Emirati IDs or the app UAE Pass that use blockchain technology.
Is they use blockchain technology? Really?
Yeah. You can check. They have.
It's interesting.
Yeah, they have blockchain developers on this institution improving, and it's helping the people. And we don't know that they are doing that, but they are using it for the purpose of offering a better life.
Yeah.
So again, I think all these countries, all these governments that are looking at crypto are going to face the same challenge. The good thing that is that blockchain puts transparency on the table, which is something that it's an issue in several places. So hopefully we'll see more positivity in those angles.
Okay, makes sense. So what recommendation you can give audience who want to begin his journey in crypto?
First place, go to communities on your country. Look if there's some Web3 communities, Web3 events. Go there, try to meet people. Everyone is very friendly and open in this industry, which is also something that I value a lot. So you can learn a lot from their experiences, be open to ask questions and to learn the most from them. Once you are part of these communities, you can define what you want to do with crypto, because again, there are too many things you can do. You can go around airdrops, you can trade, you can do staking, you can be a passive investor, you can be an active investor, you can be an entrepreneur, you can build so many things. So you can explore based on what you like without FOMO, without fear of missing out, because time is relative when it comes to blockchain, when it comes to bull markets. So you will see a lot of noise around you. You will feel like you are missing out, but it's not the case.
Opportunity is coming.
There's always going to be an opportunity. And if you don't have the mindset and you are not prepared, you are going to miss it, even if you have all the resources to get that opportunity. And I think that's the most important part.
Okay. So by the way, what's your personal insights for this year, 2024?
It was definitely a year of growth, and also a year of consolidation for our industry. We saw how Bitcoin is doing amazing things in places like in El Salvador, where years ago it was criticized by everyone, and now this country proved that this model helped them to bring a better life for their citizens. Donald Trump is going to be back in office next month, and is also supporting the use of crypto in general. And is also talking about a special reserve, Bitcoin reserve for the US.
Yeah.
Not only on the financial side, but there are also a lot of progress made on blockchain technology, like the UAE example. So this is a year that consolidates and prove that we already saw the worst, like years ago with all the big crash, FTX. But blockchain and Bitcoin is here to stay. It's bringing solutions. There are governments, there are big institutions investing. So it's now a no-brainer. There's no excuse. I think we saw it all. There's always something that comes, but there are good examples out there. I don't feel like we are at the top of the bull market, honestly. I experienced a few before, and I don't feel the madness.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't feel the retail push coming.
Like only started.
Exactly. So it means that maybe there's another big pump. I don't know that's going to happen. But even if it doesn't happen, there's that more reassurance, there's more security, and there's definitely more resources for people to take the best of this historical moment.
Inshallah.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for joining. It was a really cool conversation.
Thank you.